Portions of the following program may have been pre-recorded.
Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
We need to run trials before we introduce the monkeys.
Suspend the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
Yeah.
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore. Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut, and uncensored on WSRR Radio, saving the underground music scene. Am I right, Shaney?
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Howdy.
I'm Radio's Rebel DJ Style. We're brought to you by GenericClothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense. No one cares about the details. Get to the point with GenericClothes.com. Another .com that we're going to be talking about today is, Wicked.com.
Hey-yo.
And if you know that, shame on you.
And if you know, now you know.
Feller. 216-859-8699 is the number to text into the show. What is Wicked.com?
Porn.
Oh.
But
Punchline
anyway,
is always porn.
there's a new Wicked movie out.
Yeah.
There needs to not
It's
be.
not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet?
No.
I don't know. I'm not going to go see it. I don't care.
My wife wants to go see it. And honestly, I remember, okay, hot take, another hot take. I'm standing up in the courtroom one more time. I want to see this Wicked movie too, because I remember the play being very popular in like middle school with all the girlies.
The play is great. I just don't like Ariana Grande.
I've never seen the play, and so I just want to know what the story is. That's
Fair
really
enough.
all my standpoint is.
Okay.
I just want to know what's about. I
I've
know
seen
there's
The Wizard of Oz.
popular. I'm gonna be you. That's a song.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen The
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
Defying Gravity.
Oh, see, you lost me already. I just want to know what it's about.
I don't get making musicals on existing movies. I really don't. Just write a musical. Why does it have to be based on another movie? Like, if it's a movie based on a musical, I get it.
People wanted to know about
Like Shrek the musical?
Alphaba.
Alphaba.
Alphaba?
Mm-hmm.
Who
Oh,
fuck
that's
is
the
that?
name? Alphaba and
Who the-
Galinda.
Who the fuck is Alphaba?
Alphaba
The-
is the bad
The Green
witch.
Witch.
I thought Belinda was the Green Witch.
No.
In Wicked, it's Alphaba.
Oh, wait, really? Why did they switch it up? All right, you know what?
The story is different.
I'm
It's
done
stupid.
with this
It's
movie.
fucking dumb.
I'm actually done with this movie.
Nobody needed more lore for Wizard of Oz.
I want to watch Return to Oz with James Franco, a real actor.
Yeah? A funny guy, too. Funny James Franco.
Funny guy.
Real funny, James Franco. Why are we talking about Wizard of Oz?
Because on their release of toys through Mattel, on the back, instead of having their correct URL, www.wickedmovie.com.
You don't need the www. How old are you?
You do.
You don't. You haven't needed that in 20 years.
For Washington Webb Woodward.
Woodward is 2 W's.
Nope. Not in the worldwide, not in the William F. Woodward, whatever I said.
Yeah.
But instead of that,
Yeah.
they wrote Wicked.com.
It's supposed to be wickedmovie.com.
Yes, and Wicked.com was placed on all of the toys packaging, and that is the porn site.
Their first run
Yes.
of toys. Not all of them. They've since pulled this and
I'd hope so.
done the right ones.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Right.
Wickedmovie.com on them. But there are toys that were released that have the porn site as the web address on them, which also, who's looking at it? Who's going to on the back of the toy and be like, oh, what's the website for this toy?
I'm pretty sure there is like a
I feel
little story or whatever on the back. So if like they want to read that and then they see that and they're like, oh, let's look that up.
But yeah, I don't see a kid I mean, maybe at the store, but I don't see a kid like getting that toy home and reading the back.
I can't wait to go to the website.
before like tearing the box open
Yeah.
and wanting to play with the actual
Well,
toy
I used
itself.
to
But
go to
also, I don't know. I
Barbie.com.
guess. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Did you learn that
know.
from the back of the box?
I think so, yeah. It's always been on the back of the Barbie boxes.
Regardless, it is dangerous. Like
Yeah,
I don't want to
Yeah.
dispute the fact that that's a mistake that needed to be fixed immediately. But
Crazy it's Mattel of all people, too. Like, Mattel's
Yeah,
big
they're
company.
pretty on their shit with toys.
Yeah. They've been around the block a while. Made Uno.
They did. They made a Dose too.
They
Yeah,
did.
threat-
And Trace.
Yeah.
Threatened by Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What like are people gonna buy the original
That's the-
URL
Absolutely.
ones? Because this screenshot on this is Hollywood Reporter, is of the Wicked dolls being sold for like $150 now, which I'm assuming is way above, like way marked up
Right.
from what the retail cost is.
That's the thing is like I don't understand shit like this. Like, oh, it's rare and collectible because they misprinted a website
yeah,
on the back,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Great.
Mhm.
Why would I give a fuck?
Right.
What do I do with this? What am I spending $200 on this toy for that
Yeah.
I'm gonna do with? So someone can walk into my house and go, "Why do you have a Wizard of Oz doll?"
Yeah.
And I go,
Oh,
"Oh,
because
because
there's
look."
porn on the back.
Yeah, right.
What does that do for me?
Right. Yeah, and
I
I
don't
mean,
understand any because this is not just exclusive to this. People do this all the time with misprints.
Yeah, like
mhm.
misprinting money.
Anytime there's a misprint, this goes on.
Well, yeah. Anytime there's a misprint, and pretty much anything. Money. I was thinking toys specifically.
Yeah, I was thinking Pepsi cans and shit like that.
But
you know?
yeah, it's literally any kind of misprint. There's always a big market for, which is weird because you're right. Who cares? Like
right.
I can understand collecting Pepsi cans from every year or like
Sure.
every time they change their can or something like that. That's that makes sense. You want to have every style of Pepsi can.
Yeah.
But for misprints, collecting all the misprints too, it's like I feel like you're kind of wasting.
You love people's fuck ups.
See,
Yeah,
see, now
right.
here's my caveat to that. Because I fall into this category on one very specific instance.
Mm.
In 1997 or 98, WWE, I don't know if it was Hasbro or Jax, I think it's Jax, released a line of toys, and Jeff Jarrett was one of the toys.
Mhm.
And Jeff Jarrett was released with his shirt that said, "Don't piss me off."
Mhm.
And the company looked at that and said, "We can't keep selling this to children,"
Mm.
at which these toys are marketed.
Mhm.
So there's a run of Jeff Jarrett toys that say "Don't piss me off," and then there's also a run where he just has a black shirt.
Mm.
So every time I see these specific Jack's model of toys, I look for this Jeff Jarrett
yeah.
to see if it has the "Don't piss me off" shirt because they go for
Interesting.
like $300, and I don't want it because I want the toy. I want to sell the toy.
right. And it is interesting when like a misprint has a story behind it or something like that. I think of the one that I can, and this isn't even necessarily a misprint, more of a last minute change that they had to go and fixed. But the last or Return of the Jedi was originally called Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And they like released posters for it, and movie theaters had already gotten posters for Revenge of the
Well,
Jedi.
there's a jacket that's like $500 that
Yeah,
says on it from the
yeah.
set, right?
Right. And so like it was going to be called, and then at the last minute George Lucas was like, no. Jedis don't seek revenge.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Jedis wouldn't seek revenge, which I thought was kind of cool. But so now you can find like Revenge of the Jedi, memorabilia that's like real.
Do
And
you consider that lost media?
lost media, like that falls into that gray category of like maybe lost media, maybe misprint, maybe it's just an error, maybe like a clerical change. I don't know. It kind of maybe a lost media.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. That's the one that I think is interesting.
Yeah, I don't.
But I wouldn't like spending, and even coming to like wrestling dolls like that.
Mhm.
That one's cool because it has a story. But like,
But no, let me be clear again. I don't want it because it's cool to have. I want it because I know some dumbass is gonna buy it for $300.
But like, if
Like-
I'm to play devil's advocate for that dumbass, it's because it does have a cool story behind it.
And it's like the
of-
original Jeff Jarrett. It's not Jeff
Right.
Jarrett with a black shirt.
If it's something like a sticker that is normally right side up is upside down,
Sure.
and so you sell it for a markup of $200 or whatever, like that's where it gets a little
Or
ridiculous.
a nickel
and
that's printed from the middle
Well,
to the left.
and I guess it is
Yeah.
different too that it's on the actual toy rather than the packaging of the toy, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I think too, it's just talking about like misprints, and I would have to assume the origin of why collecting misprints there's such a market for it is because of things like money and nickels and shit like. Because I bet that is one of the first things that was collected, and then one of the first things that was like, oh wait, that's a misprint. Oh wait, that's there's. And then I bet the
And then there's-
government got involved because they were interested
Sure.
in, like.
Well, I'll say this too. There is one. It's not even a misprint; it's a recall. There's one original thing that I would buy that's been recalled and changed if I saw it,
Mhm.
and it's Bon Jovi's "Slippery When Wet" album. Came out mid to late '80s. One of his most commercially successful albums. But the original album art was a girl in a bikini, and
Mhm.
for some reason, the whoever does the advisories, whoever's in charge of that,
Mhm.
deemed it was too explicit to be sold like that. They couldn't use that cover after it had already been in production and started selling. So they changed all future ones to it just looks like a black cover, but it's a trash bag that's wet.
Right.
So like if you buy Slippery When Wet, that's what it is. But you can still find the original Girl in a Bikini album cover. And I'd buy that just because I haven't seen it in public.
Yeah, right.
And like it's a crazy thing that they had to change for something so simple too.
Yeah.
And now it's an iconic album with the garbage bag cover, and everyone knows it by that. So it's weird to have the original version.
That
I
is
guess.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
So like I would buy that if I saw it, not for $200, but like
Yeah.
$45 maybe
Right.
for a CD. I think that's a high price, so I'd buy that for that.
But it's a cool thing to have,
Yeah.
and it's a good. I think it's when there's a good story behind it, then that misprint.
Could you consider this a good story? This
the
doll has porn on it?
the wicked pawn? No, I feel like this is a shit story, and that's like no one's gonna pay $150 for an Ariana Grande Galinda doll that has wicked.com on the back of it. That's ridiculous.
Do you think someone got fired for this?
110.
Because this is
Absolutely.
definitely like someone who was in charge of making the script for the back that
Yeah.
prints on Mattel,
Yes.
and they just didn't check it.
Yes. 110% someone got fired, or someone got repercussioned.
I mean, it is a pretty simple mistake. Because, like, if my job is to type the back of the box at Mattel,
Yeah.
and I'm doing this all day, every day for different packages, typing the back of the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then sending it, you'd think number one, it'd go through a couple different checks. But if my job's to type the back of the box,
Mhm.
and I'm given the copy of what I have to write, and I'm formatting it, I think it's a pretty simple mistake to have been writing a summary of Wicked, and then you get to the website section and assume it's just wicked.com.
Yeah, but wouldn't you double check? I feel like I
Yeah.
double check.
I feel
Someone
like
should have somewhere.
I feel like I would have
regardless.
double checked, and I
Especially
feel like
because it's a URL.
this is probably just a situation of we're all saying, yeah, someone would double check, and I bet the people who work at Mattel are saying, yes, someone
Someone
normally
probably checked that.
does double check, but this is probably just a
Yeah.
fuck up. Like this is just a mistake where nobody double checked it this time. But it's such a bad slip up, and it's one of those where it's so bad that maybe they did do it. Like maybe it is on purpose.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
it's a toy company that put
Yeah,
porn on the back
right.
of
It's
a toy.
kind
It's
of
just
like
unfortunate.
It's
Yeah.
too. But also, then if you want to play
They could get
conspiracy,
sued.
like that's really on the nose. That's really, really on
Yeah.
the nose, and very like topical in today's zeitgeist.
Well, I'll say
and-
this too, and it's very much a now issue, a current day issue.
Mm,
Wicked is coming out. It's still yet to be out,
mhm.
right? That's kind of on them to do their research into what else is using Wicked in terms of URLs
right,
and
right,
SEO.
right.
That's kind of on them, and I
Well,
guarantee.
they probably already figured it out.
I know, and I guarantee you that that's the reason it's wickedmovie.com is because
Yeah.
they couldn't use it. I understand that point. That's not what I'm arguing.
Oh.
I'm arguing the fact that they know wicked.com exists, and you know people are going to go to that looking for your movie. If you put out a movie called Wicked, maybe name it something different. Maybe don't go on marketing that you know is heavily taken.
I mean, they're naming it after the play that it was named.
You could
that was
add
called.
other words to it.
No, because then it wouldn't be Wicked.
Call it Wicked Witch. Call it something. Literally add another. It's all coming from Wizard of Oz, and you change that to Wicked.
Maybe, but that
Call
seems...
it Wicked with a subtitle, so you can use the subtitle in it.
I don't think that changing the whole name of the movie.
It didn't have to be named that. At any point in production, they could have gone, oh, by the way, here's all the other things that use Wicked.
No, because Hollywood loves to remake everything.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
they're
I think they're
going to-
cashing in on that remake
They
ability.
didn't, hang on, no,
market.
time out, because they didn't call Willy Wonka Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They chose a different name because it would be easier to find under a different name and easier to market. You know it's the story of Willy Wonka,
Well,
but
this
it's called
is-
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, even though it's the same movie, it's a remake.
I
this
mean,
is the
sure.
first Wicked movie. Like when they made Dear Evan Hansen into a movie form, they used the actual musical name, Dear Evan Hansen.
But I'm saying this is a very much a now issue of now you know how SEO works and you know people are going to search Wicked. And if wicked.com is taken, that's going to be an issue for your brand. And it seems like someone knew that and went, no, it's fine. We'll just go with wickedmovie.com and it won't matter. This was
Yeah.
always a PR issue. And they chose to ignore it rather than do something proactive about it. Because they either didn't want to spend the money to rebrand it. They didn't want to spend the money to buy the URL to wicked.com, which I don't, that's probably a smart choice. It probably cost a pretty penny.
I don't know.
But now they're going to be paying a pretty penny in recalling packages too.
I don't know if like the PR team has the call to change the movie though.
I don't know, but the PR team's job is to bring it up. It's someone else's call, I agree,
Yeah.
but someone should have thought about it
Yeah.
more. 216-859-8699.
I'm Lucas Durazio from WSRR's Behind Enemy Lines, the Cleveland sports talk show from Pittsburgh. Living in Pittsburgh, I've gotten to familiarize myself with a lot of hardworking, locally owned brands. And I'm here to talk about one of the best in not only Pittsburgh, but the nation in Hellbender Vinyl. With Christmas right around the corner, I know some of our local bands and artists are looking for that special holiday release this season. Maybe a limited holiday album run on red and green vinyl? Whatever the occasion, Hellbender Vinyl has got you covered. Hellbender is Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl record pressing plant and is one of America's most trusted. With a wide variety of colors and designs, Hellbender Vinyl is second to none when it comes to making your next album release something special. Visit hellbendervinyl.com today to get started. And don't forget, all customers receive 5 free test presses at no additional charge. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com.
Hi, this is Melissa,
And hey, it's Matt.
coming at you from Synergy Music Studio.
We are a recording and production studio located on the south side near Chicago.
Check us out online at synergymusicstudio.com. We offer recording, mixing, and mastering.
And follow us on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
So, your friends invited you to their annual Super Bowl party, but you can't remember if that's the sport that's played with the sticks or with the bat. No fear, just break out your trusty sporting event shirt from genericclothes.com. But what's that you say? It's election season and your family has color-coded their entire personality again? Go ahead and play your part as the one true middleman by wearing your ambiguous political statement t-shirt. Yes, for all of your unwanted social interactions, geopolitical statements, or ideologies about the fashion industry in general, genericclothes.com has you covered. Once again, that's genericclothes.com.
Snake? Not now. I'm trying to listen to the Rebel Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show. We're brought to you by Synergy Music Studio out of Chicago. If you need your track mixed, mastered, and ready for the album or radio, go to synergymusicstudio.com and take advantage of all their services. Obviously, if you're in the Chicago area, stop in, get everything produced in-house. You can even take advantage of the Synergy Naked session, which institutes live video recording as well. But if you're not in the Chicago area, you can still take advantage of their reamping service where you can send them your track. They can run it through any kind of amp you'd like to get just the sound you're looking for. If you're looking for something a bit older, maybe a bit fuzzy, you're looking for that 60s garage rock sound, Synergy can get it done for you. Everything mastered beautifully. They're the only studio that we work with that I never have to touch them in post-production when I add to the station. Everything is always cut and radio ready. Once again, that's synergymusicstudio.com to get started with them today. 43 Lab Monkeys is where we're going to next. No segue, just hard cut. 43 Lab Monkeys.
South Carolina is ground zero for
Oh, God.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I think.
This is why you wanted to talk about this. You had that
That's
that
my-
line in
that's
your
my-
mind all day.
I actually just came up with it when you were doing that ad read. I feel like this is the truth. There are 43 lab monkeys that have escaped South Carolina lab and were on their way to freedom when 25 of them got captured.
You think they were all together? Like, you think 43 were in a pack
I would really
and 23
hope
of
so.
them got grabbed?
I would really hope so. 25.
25,
They
sorry.
got 25 of them,
Sorry.
dude.
I saw TikToks of this, and people were like, "If you see monkeys, no, you didn't."
Yeah.
Let
So
them be free.
18 of them are still running rampant on the South Carolina streets.
That's not. Hang on. No, time out. Because this goes into the whole fucking squirrel story too. Like, you can't just let monkeys go in South Carolina. That's not where they go.
You think that they were like, be free, monkeys? They planned this. This was a heist mission.
No,
for
no.
these monkeys.
I'm saying. She said, if you see monkeys, no, you didn't. That's not smart either. You can't let them just go wild. They're gonna die.
Okay.
They don't go in South Carolina.
Viewing this from a
They're
realist.
from a lab.
If I'm driving down the road, if I'm not a highway or anything, I'm just driving down like a side street, and I see a monkey, and then like 3 more monkeys run across the
48
road.
more.
Yeah, or like 5 more monkeys run across the road. I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna keep driving, and I might not even be able to tell anybody. I don't think anybody would.
No one would believe you.
Yeah, nobody would believe me.
I'm late to work because there were 48 monkeys going across the road.
Oh yeah, okay, sure.
Driving down I-77, 3
Yeah.
monkeys just run in front of your
Dude.
car. Yeah, imagine hitting a monkey.
Got 3 of them.
imagine hitting a monkey on the
3
fucking
down.
highway in Ohio.
That would be amazing. It'd be
I'd love
terrible.
it so much.
Yeah, USDA fined the facility $12,000.
$12,000 doesn't seem like enough.
$12,600.
I bet that covers how many monkeys are still out there?
18.
I bet that covers 18 monkeys.
Dude,
I wonder who their monkey guy
Are
is.
they giving up on the other 18
they're the
monkeys?
size of a cat.
Oh,
so
those
they're
are,
not
those are
that
small
big.
monkeys.
How did they only get? I mean, I guess I would have to assume they're splitting up.
Well, yeah, I don't think they're running in a pack. Do monkeys don't pack, do they?
I would assume it's like
Gorillas do.
I would assume
These
it's
ain't
small
gorillas.
little groups of like 5 or 6.
Sure.
You know. But
Little monkey clicks.
yeah, little monkey clicks. So I guess that's how they got 25 of them. But I
The
I
other
hope
18 are the other clique.
I hope that the other 18 is probably like
Several.
several other
Yeah.
clicks.
Lunch
there's,
tables.
like-
Think lunch
Yeah,
tables.
think lunch tables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I feel like I want these other 18 monkeys to repopulate the South Carolina area.
That was my next question: is how hard would it be to introduce monkeys to an area?
Probably not hard.
'Cause,
Let
like-
43 of them loose.
Well, that's the thing is like you hear about like invasive species of bugs and shit, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay, if you see these beetles, kill them because they're
Yeah.
bad for the environment.
The
right?
lantern fly. Step on those bitches.
Which, by the way, I did a wedding. I DJ'd a wedding
Mhm.
in August,
Mm-hmm.
and there were all these lantern flies everywhere, like
Mm-hmm.
hundreds in this
Mhm.
one venue.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, I was like, I've never seen these before in my life. What are these? Nobody made knowledge to them. And I'm like, okay, I wonder if it's just weird moth or something that's out this time of year in this place.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks later, I heard about lantern flies.
Yep.
And I'm like, good.
Yep.
I'm glad they were all over my equipment. And like, I
Yeah.
probably brought some back to here.
I've been telling people anytime you see one, step on those bitches.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are. I told a little kid one time. They saw me going for it and they're like, what are you doing? I was like, step on it. And they
Yeah.
did.
But that's the thing is like, those are invasive species.
Yeah.
What would a monkey do? Because it could probably survive easier. Than
It-
like,
oh.
I can't take an iguana and
I
put
think-
it in Ohio.
I think monkeys would. That's the thing. They're
I mean,
monkeys.
South Carolina, that's
I feel like
warm.
they're going to be able to adapt semi easily.
What do monkeys eat? Bugs? Grubs?
Yeah, little grubbies.
Yeah.
What
Little
eats
grubbers.
monkeys?
Nothing. In
Something
South,
eats monkeys.
Not
nothing-
in South Carolina.
nothing in South Carolina.
But that's why they're a dangerous species. It's because there's no population control on them then.
Maybe there's probably There's
Are
probably
there
like
mountain lions or like
bears?
I don't-
or
cougars?
anything?
cougars,
Yeah.
Well, there's
mountain
bobcats
lions,
in West
bears,
Virginia.
bobcats, coyotes.
Coyotes would probably eat a monkey.
dogs, cats, mice. I don't know.
Mice.
Those are the Haitians.
I don't know.
No, I don't think bobcat or like a coyote or something might eat a monkey. But has that ever been tested? We need to run trials before we introduce the monkeys.
I want more monkeys.
I'm saying, look,
I'm pro monkey.
my stance is we could probably introduce monkeys in most states as a wild animal. My issue is that we have to have something to be in the food chain with it.
You're losing
like
the
when,
you're losing the allure of monkeys if
Hey,
you put them in every state.
Where's Empire, Ohio at?
I have
Ever heard of it?
no
Ever heard of it?
idea.
Yeah, me neither. I don't need an Amber Alert going off while I'm doing a show for Empire, Ohio, guys. I'm not the hero you need. I'm going to stay here and do the show. I'm just putting that out there right now.
You hear that, Amber?
It's like the
They never found
We're
her.
not
They never
moving.
found her. Terrible name
We're
for the
not
alert system.
moving.
It's like the guy that just released his alligator into like Lake Erie.
I did see that.
Oh, I didn't know about
That
that.
thing's going
Mhm.
to die, though.
kind of down.
It's going to die because it's in Lake Erie and it's going to freeze and die.
Well, the wildlife people got it.
Maybe it'll freeze. and then come back to life in the summer.
Probably. That's probably like a Walt Disney scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are
Comes back
some
to life
alligators.
every summer.
Every summer he does.
There are some alligators or crocodiles, I don't know which one, don't come for me, that literally like freeze their nose above the ice so they can breathe through it.
Alligators, crocodiles, don't come for us.
Don't come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Don't come. No, okay, so now what? There's monkeys and they're gonna die.
Now what?
They're gonna die.
We wait. We sit
They're
and we
going
wait
to
for
die.
the uprising.
Here's what's gonna happen is they're gonna die or people are gonna take them.
We thought it was gonna be humans versus AI in the Great Revolutionary War 2. No, it's gonna be monkeys versus AI.
That's just Planet of the Apes.
We're gonna be like the bottom feeders of the earth.
When monkeys and AI,
Yeah, monkeys are gonna get way smarter
these
than
things
us.
are the size of cats.
They're gonna overpower us, and then AI is gonna come in and be like, "Monkeys, stop!" And the monkeys are gonna be like, and then
Sorry for that.
and then it's just gonna be an all-out war. I'm kind of hyped.
We are gonna make AI to combat the monkeys, and then the AI is gonna overpower us, and it'll be AI versus monkeys, and we don't get a say. Is what you're saying?
Yes, I think that's that.
I don't think 18.
And I'm down
I don't
for
think
that.
18 cat-sized monkeys in South Carolina is gonna lead to this.
Little do you know. Jump cut to 50 years in the future when the great monkey AI war.
I don't think
Raging
I don't
on.
think eating one bat's gonna hurt anybody.
Yeah. I don't think 18 monkeys are gonna do jack shit.
No, people are gonna take these. They probably have
Maybe.
already.
Maybe. I
18?
bet people will try to like take them in industrial. Nope.
Industrial, huh?
Industrialize
Make them work in
Yeah, put them
factories.
put them to work.
Ford just got 18
what do they
new
call
employees.
that? Subsidize? What is it called?
Domesticate.
Yeah.
Subsidize.
Something,
We
man.
gotta sublet these monkeys out.
We do.
No, if there's 18 missing, it's
Mhm.
foolish to think at least one of them isn't been taken by someone for domestic purposes.
Yes. Domestication of the monkeys.
Which
That's equally as cool as them taking over.
well, a monkey is an animal you can own to like a certain size
Not in Ohio.
in some states.
Not in Ohio.
In South Carolina,
Maybe.
I feel like that might be true.
In Ohio, there was a crazy guy.
Yes, there's also a crazy guy that had a bobcat that got hooked on cocaine in Cincinnati. So
It wasn't a bobcat. It was
I
some
love
other
when
kind
we
of
give
cat.
indigenous. No, I'm using all
non-indigenous.
non-indigenous animals drugs. All right.
Don't give any animals drugs, by the way.
Yeah,
What were they testing on these monkeys? Drugs?
I would assume some kind of. Yeah. Also, okay.
Crazy breakout drugs.
Jules, you brought up a good point of like, why are we still testing on monkeys?
Because it's better than
Yeah.
humans.
Is it? We have
Yes.
clinical trials that people can sign up for.
Right, and there's definitely more deadly things you can't sign up for.
I think that there are some
Then why are we
prisoners that we
testing
could
them
just sign up.
I think that's called MK Ultra, is what you're thinking about.
I know.
Testing experimental drugs on prisoners. I think that's MK Ultra.
Listen.
Death row prisoners?
I think the MK Ultra's working, pal.
It was off camera. You didn't have this radio. You didn't have to talk about the fact I dropped my pen. You didn't have to
Dude, let me hit your pen, dude.
pick it up.
I can't.
Pick up my pen.
We're doing radio. I can't.
Don't make me start drug testing on you. 216-859-8699 if you own a monkey.
I'm Jeff Stritch. Catch Strictly Stritch weekdays at 8 a.m. on WSRR Radio or listen to the podcast on Pandora, Spotify, or Apple Music. Very important that he put Pandora first on the list.
Hey everyone, Shaney here, the host of that show. Off air. Check me out 3 p.m. weekdays on WSRR, Styles Rebel Radio.
I'm the Pidge. I'm isn't real. Oh, wait, this is the wrong show. I'm talking about the Pigeonhole, everybody. Comes out once a month. Send some stuff into the Styles Rebel Radio Discord page. I will give my such beautiful 2 cents on it. I know you guys care so much for give me some slack. I like doing this.
Christmas is right around the corner. It's getting colder and colder outside, which means we're in the season where you're going to start losing money. No, not just on the toys and gifts you're going to buy this holiday season, but on your heating bills. Yes, your old drafty windows and doors can cost you anywhere between $100 and $600 a year, and that's why you got to give J.D. Miller a call. If you're in Northern Ohio, Clearview Windows has been in the window game for 30 plus years and is a small local business that takes pride in their craftsmanship and their work. Call 330-521-0965 and see for yourself how Clearview Windows can install quality, cost-effective, reliable, and energy-efficient windows in your home today. Once again, that's Clearview Windows at 330-521-0965. Clearview Windows, where quality is more than just words on a sign.
Hey, I'm Lucas Durazio.
And I'm Dom Farrow.
And we're the hosts of WSRR's new Cleveland sports talk show from Pittsburgh.
So, of course, we gotta talk a little Steelers, but we're also gonna be talking about your Cleveland Browns.
Talking about that rivalry, those hard-hitting matchups, the AFC North. Me and Dom might do some hard-hitting because we get physical and fight each other on the air.
Tune in to find that 10 a.m. for new episodes on Mondays, WSR Radio.
Behind Enemy Lines is the name of the show, by the way. We forgot to say it. Behind Enemy Lines, Mondays at 10 a.m. for new episodes on WSRR Radio. That's the promo. Cut it there.
WSRR Radio. This machine kills monopolies.
Triple H? What are you doing here?
It's time to play the game.
Marcus. His name is Marcus?
Yeah.
We want you on the show.
Come on the show.
216-859-8699. Send that clip to Marcus.
Yeah.
Chat. Clip that.
Chat. Fucking clip that.
Hey, whoa. If you were in F1, you'd be in trouble right now.
All right. Sorry.
F1 can't swear. F1, by the way, stands for Formula One.
What? Do they have a... Okay.
When's Formula 2?
When's Formula 2 coming out? Do they have a Formula 2?
You think that's what they? If I don't know if this is a legit thing.
They're
I've never watched Formula
They're
1.
Smaller and faster.
No, I've never watched Formula 1, but
Pretty soon it'll be a grain of rice going at the speed of light. We'll love it.
It'd be funny if Formula 2 was like their minor leagues.
Yeah.
It's like a golf scenario. Yeah. You start at Formula 4 with go-karts. You work your way up.
Yeah.
Because like NASCAR has it used to be called the Nextel Cup. I don't know what it's called now, Nationwide or some Xfinity. It's called Xfinity Series now, which is like the minor leagues. And then they have the Truck Series, and you have like it's the Wheelin' Series.
Whoa! NASCAR has a Truck Series?
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have a truck racing series.
Like all the same model truck or different model trucks?
I mean, it's the same as like a normal NASCAR race. So it's 3 different companies. You probably have a Ford, a Chevy, and a Dodge, maybe.
Again,
but they're all the same style. Just fucking listen to me talk about NASCAR, Shane. I'm informing you about the NASCAR Truck Series.
Sorry, give me the lore.
No, you've missed out.
All right,
you're just gonna have to tune in on a fucking Friday and watch it now.
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
The Ocho.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Is it?
Yeah, the Ocho is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're asking me like I play sports, pal.
Hey, you're going to have to listen to Behind Enemy Lines at 10 a.m. on weekdays for that kind of information.
Love you, Lucas.
WSRR Radio, of course, is where you can hear that. Or you can listen to all the podcasts for them. Anywhere you get podcasts, that's Behind Enemy Lines, the Cleveland sports show from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Why are we talking? Oh, F1, right.
Why can't they... Here's my question. So
hang on. Tell the story first.
So just from my brief understanding, Formula 1 drivers are not allowed to swear
ever
when they're driving.
Ever.
Yeah, when they crash and they go, fuck.
Yeah, they can't do that.
They can't say fuck when they crash?
So, okay, the one example this gives.
What are you supposed to say? Ow!
Darn it!
Pooey.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, I crashed. Darn it.
Just get minorly disappointed. Smacks the wall at 200 miles an hour. Oh.
Oh, rats. I'll get him next time.
Oh, shucks.
Just silence.
Yeah.
Just boiling with rage. But I can't let it out.
Roll down the window, just scream,
fuck! That's it. Get this guy out of here. We don't care about the $1,000 car. He just fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
You just said the F word? No way.
So Formula 1 has crazy rules to begin with, but they have a rule that you cannot curse at all. And the instance they give as an example is during a race, a driver to his crew chief over the headset said that his car was fucked and got fined for it.
See, I'm assuming the fine was just a couple $1,000s.
It's probably pretty steep. Probably like up to 10, maybe.
Is a F1 like a big money thing?
It's a crazy event.
Yeah. Because I know that
America is the only country where F1 is like isn't the biggest thing.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that it's big, and I know that there are certain sports outside of the U.S. that like do have big cult followings here in the U.S. I just didn't know if F1 was one of them.
Globally, F1 is like the biggest motorsport.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's been in the United States a couple of times.
People watch it here. They just don't market it here because we have NASCAR.
Wasn't there just a really big F1 race?
Yeah.
Like recently, within the last couple of months.
Think I know?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Or it's coming up.
So they're not allowed to swear?
Yeah, so they get fined for it, and I guess they're like threatening further punishment, like suspensions and stuff now.
If nobody hears it, then why? If it was just from a driver to his crew chief, then why?
Yeah, right. Why is it a big deal? And like, so the example that I can think of with this is athletes in like football, basketball, baseball, whatever, being mic'd up.
Hang on real quick before we get to that. I do want to point out the only other time I've seen anything like this is, and it has to be a British thing because this wouldn't copyright constitution or this wouldn't constitute FCC rules and regulations in America.
Sure.
But there's a video of some F1 driver being told by his crew chief, and he gets on the headset and he goes, "Hey, we've just been told you can't use Smooth Operator. You can't sing Smooth Operator while you're driving."
What?
And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Now we'll get fined. You can't do that. You know, we're gonna have to find another song." And he goes, "This is bullshit." And then he stops from me and he goes, "Smooth Operator." And we just got fined for that.
The FIA has informed us that singing Smooth Operator is not allowed due to copyright laws.
No, this is not fair. It's unacceptable.
Those are rules. We'll have to find another song for you to sing.
It's unacceptable. Tell them it is unacceptable.
How are your tires feeling, Carlos?
I don't know. It was...
So we have received a 5-second penalty for that.
So yeah, they have crazy rules because like
that's really funny.
Legally, you can do acapella. I can get on here and sing, an entire
yeah.
album if I wanted to, and it wouldn't be copyright because
sure.
acapella isn't copyright.
Right.
But yeah, this dude was getting fined. I don't know if it's by F1, probably because they were maybe afraid of copyright with the British broadcasting.
Right.
But yeah, no, this dude was getting fined because he was singing Smooth Operator when he was driving.
That's so weird. Yeah, there's no other sport or anything like that operates in that same smoothly operates in that same way that F1 does. Because I think of football players being mic'd up and basketball players being mic'd up for a game, and
everyone's mic'd up nowadays,
or like at least one star player, and then you like catch the highlights of it on like YouTube or ESPN, whatever. Like they definitely are cursing and like swearing, calling shit out and singing probably.
Yeah.
But they just don't play those parts, or they bleep them out, or they cut them or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the singing is put on because it's legal where they're...
Yeah, right.
Well, that's the thing is legally you have to have a 7-second delay for a broadcast. Minimum 7-second delay because of things like that. If you're on radio and you say fuck, you have to have 7 seconds where you can delete it.
Right.
Right? And drop it live. So 7-second delay is minimum what you have to have. And a lot of stations, especially bigger stations, have a lot more than that. It could be a minute delay, it could be a 30-second delay, 40-second delay, something like that. Maybe not a minute margin for like large stations, but probably 20 seconds, something around there.
Sure.
Where you can do things like that. Just in case a national tragedy happens even, you can, dump footage.
Right.
So like NASCAR is a great example in perfect relation to F1 of they swear all the time in NASCAR, and they constantly cut to drivers because you can't just watch 500 laps of a wide shot of a circle.
Right.
It's boring as hell.
Right.
So they'll cut to drivers and like when cars get into wrecks or when there's close tension on the track if there's something wrong with the car, they'll cut to the driver talking to the crew chief.
Right.
And more often than not, they're just swearing at each other. There was a time, and I wish they'd bring this back because it would make NASCAR watchable again, where the drivers could talk to each other.
No.
They were all on the same channel and could like talk to a certain driver.
That's really
like the guy in front of him. He could like swear at him for
like
getting
shit talking.
Yeah, I'm like that's so good, and they used to broadcast that.
That's really
in
cool.
fact, NASCAR has a thing where you can listen to just the car broadcasts. It's a Discord channel. You can listen to just driver broadcast in a Discord channel. So you can go out of your way to, like, if I wanted to listen to Kyle Busch for the entire race, I could go to his Discord channel and listen to his radio broadcast with his crew chief.
Interesting.
And obviously he can say whatever he wants on Discord.
Right.
But they're going to cut to it on TV at some point, and if he swears, they're going to bleep it, like any other thing.
Right.
So yeah, no, F1 is wild about their rules.
Have you ever been to like a race?
Been to a few. Yeah.
Is it super duper loud like you see on TV?
It's actually silent.
Yeah.
You can hear you can hear them swear.
Yeah, you can hear them.
Yeah,
They say it.
It's so loud, in fact, that like it does something where it like reverses the polarity.
Yeah.
It's how it's domed. It's how the track slopes.
Yeah.
It all comes in.
It all comes in, and then it goes right up.
Yeah, it comes in and up to the speaker, to the mic, to the one boom mic above the track.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all one shotgun microphone above the track, and it all funnels up.
Makes sense.
It's like a reverse funnel system, you know?
Yeah.
And so you're in this crowd, and it's dead silence.
Yeah. It's like a...
In fact, they pump fake...
They pump in the...
Yeah, it's like wrestling. They pump in fake...
And they vibrate the stands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have like people under the stands shaking them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it is.
That's pretty cool. I just feel like it'd be
it's fun.
It'd be an interesting thing to go see.
It really isn't that loud. Like, it is not as loud as you'd expect.
Do you get bored after like...
Yes.
30?
Yeah, if there's... Especially if you're going to... So I used to go to Michigan every other year, something like that. My dad would buy Michigan tickets because that's the closest speedway. So we'd go to Michigan International Speedway, and it's not a short track. It's a long track. And it's very boring to watch until the crash happens. Because it's 300 laps of circles, and you don't get any of the TV stuff of crew chiefs or commentary and it's quick, but it's long.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So no, that's boring. But you go to a short track race, like if I was to go to a NASCAR race, I'd go to like Bristol or something where it's a short track, so it's tight and you can't get 3 cars wide, and people are competing to get around as quick as possible. Like that's fun because there's a lot of wrecks. You don't go to NASCAR to watch the fucking cars get first. You watch to see the wrecks.
Right. You don't watch hockey for the goals. You watch it for the fights. Right.
Right. So yeah, I'd go to a short track or like a local track race. It's fun because it's a short track. But yeah, no, that's the fun of it. And it's fun when you get to hear the drivers yell at each other and there's fights.
Yeah, and it's something where like that to me has a lot more appeal than going to something like an F1 race too. Just because I feel like an F1 race is lightning fast and you don't see the whole track, right? It's like
it's huge. It's a road course,
right.
Yeah, what is the appeal to that?
So you're just literally you watch it go by for 2 seconds
in your section
for maybe like 15 seconds for all the cars, and then they're gone.
It's kind of the appeal to golf.
Yeah, maybe.
And like I understand golf a little more, I think, than F1 because like at least you walk with them to holes.
Yeah, right. That is kind of interesting.
But
you
like
get to walk with the athlete.
You start the tee off in hole 1, right?
Yeah.
And then he hits the ball, and then you can't see where it goes.
Yeah.
And then you wait for everyone else to do it, and then you'll walk down the field.
Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible time. That sounds like a terrible thing to watch live.
Yeah. Why would I want to watch that?
F1 sounds like a terrible thing to watch live.
Yeah.
Like you said, you get 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds of a car in your section.
Well, and like, it's so interesting because they're going so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Let them swear if they want to swear.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
They're going Mach speeds on the ground.
Yeah.
I'd be swearing.
Yeah, I'd be swearing too.
I'd be screaming, shitting my pants.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
you're pooping like a spider in that car.
I'd be pooping like a spider. 100%.
Shooting webs, you know?
Shooting webs, shooting poop webs, dude. All over my britch, all over my F1 britches.
You know, like NASCAR drivers, and I'm assuming F1 drivers too, like they go on like super restrictive diets for like race weekend because you can't stop a 500 mile, 2 hour.
Yeah, how long is a 500 lap race?
It's like 2.5 hours.
They do like extensive neck training to keep their neck like solid.
Really?
But like most people don't like eat or drink before, and if they do, it's like dry pasta, like just normal boiled pasta.
That's so
or like
wild.
Raw or not raw, but like boiled chicken breast or something like that. Something that
very-
absorbs. Yeah.
Interesting.
And
very interesting.
I've heard on a couple accounts that if you get pissed, you just piss.
I mean,
you're going 200 miles an hour in a.
I believe that if I try to put myself there in that I'm driving the NASCAR and on lap whatever and I'm about to pit, like I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna piss.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping. I'm sponsored by fucking Nesquik. I can't stop.
If I stop to take a piss, you know how much money Nesquik loses?
Yeah, right. I can't.
Nesquik's gonna get me in the board meeting and be like, oh, you had to take a little
Fuck, you have to pee? The hell's your problem?
Do they have like a bottle or?
No, they just go.
I would come prepared, and I wonder if
You have
they
a catheter?
do.
And
No, I'd be
Hell
wearing
yeah.
a diaper, dog.
Probably some of them
Adult
do.
diaper.
Some of them probably do.
Because that just seems like the most logical and like it's not a big grandiose thing. You just put on a diaper. Fuck it.
That sounds like the most logical NASCAR sponsor. Other than beer.
Diapers.
But like,
Yeah,
yeah,
adult
yeah,
diapers.
imagine
Fuck
you
yeah.
have like Depends as a sponsor.
Yeah.
And then your post fucking interview, how you have to like, if you're sponsored by Coke, you have to have a Coke in your interview.
Yeah.
Like that's a rule they have.
You're sponsored by Depends. You have to have your
You have to
No,
remove your.
shitted in
because you don't have to
britches.
do that. You just be like, yeah, I wore my Depends. I've been pissing for 200 laps, but
Yank
I
those
just
bitches
took a
off.
piss right now.
Show them the poo poo in the diaper.
currently pissing.
I'm taking a spidery ass shit while I'm doing this interview, dog. Yeah.
He
yeah.
just goes.
I've been shitting down the straightaway, buddy.
I turn around, put my face in the corner, like a little 5-year-old.
That is also a terrible aspect of NASCAR. Of like, you finish 500 laps, 2 hours in a hot car, going 180 miles per hour,
Yeah.
in circles, getting smacked around.
And you know, like it's super duper hot in that.
It's hot. It's loud, right?
Yeah.
You're stiff.
Yeah.
And then you get out, and the first thing you have to do is drink a Coke.
Delicious.
It's like, damn it, dude.
Refreshing.
I listen. I'm not an advocate for water, but I could imagine wanting a fucking water in that scenario.
Yeah.
Like if I have to get out and drink a bottle of Coke
Let me jump in
immediately.
a pool of Aquafina.
Right.
Not some fucking Coca-Cola. Yeah.
I know sometimes with those type of sponsors, they'll empty out the can and just fill it up with water.
If you watch, most of the time it's a bottle.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's a bottle of Coke. So like they're not emptying that out.
That's rough.
But
Yeah,
like
that
so
is
I think Kyle Busch maybe had NOS as a sponsor at one point, and he'd have the big tall boy cans, and I'd always think there's probably water in that, right? You can probably get away with putting water in that can.
I would hope. Because they're the twist offs.
Yeah.
So he can just dump it out.
But then
rinse it
again,
out, put water in it.
You think about it, it is NASCAR. These dudes probably love drinking a Coke after the race.
Yeah, they're very.
If they could
they're
drink a Budweiser after the race, they
Yeah,
would.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. Yeah, give him a fucking Marlboro Red and a fucking Coca-Cola. They're set.
Well, that's the thing we can talk about too. Is the cigarette ban in F1 came after the cigarette ban in America for like NASCAR. So it used to be the Winston Cup for the inception of NASCAR. It was the
Yeah.
Winston Cup.
Yeah.
And they changed it to the Nextel Cup in like 2008. Like recent 2008, they changed to the Nextel Cup because you can't have cigarette advertising.
Yeah, right.
You can still have alcohol advertising, but not cigarette advertising.
Yeah, right.
Later, what are you doing over there?
My computer went to screensaver.
Oh, I
mode.
thought you were taking us out. I'm like, we're like 10 minutes out still.
We're leaving.
It's like, I don't want to talk about cigarettes. No, but so F1 did it a lot later. They changed, and it was a lot more prevalent in F1 to have cigarette sponsors. Most cars were sponsored by cigarettes. That was like their main sponsorship. So there's like a very famous F1 driver who had the Marlboro car, and because they took away cigarettes, you couldn't have any Marlboro imaging on the car. The dude put a barcode on his car.
Oh, I've seen that.
And when it went fast enough past the camera, it just showed the Marlboro logo, but it was just a
Yeah.
barcode.
I've seen
and he ended
that.
up getting like super fined for that.
But I mean, that's sick.
That's smart
That's
as hell.
So smart.
It's so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, F1's weird, man.
I do think it is very interesting.
What are some of their
that-
other rules? You said they have a shit ton of like crazy rules.
Well, yeah, they can't. Well, because the cars aren't made for contact. They're open faced for the most part.
Yeah, right.
So like, you're not allowed to like really bump with people or anything like that, or like there's rules on the track that you have to follow of like what do you call it, decelerating and stuff like that at certain times, because you can't really, like in NASCAR, you could just put someone into the wall if you want, because they have a cage around them. There's no roll
Right.
cage in F1,
Right.
so like they take precautions in that matter.
Oh, so it's not fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. That's the thing, is I don't get the joy of it.
I wonder if it's something that like you have to have a family member that or someone participates, and you have to be like invested in the culture to even want to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
I just listen. I know NASCAR gets a lot of shit, and I know why NASCAR gets a lot of shit, because it's kind of a goofy little thing.
Sure.
But infinitely better than F1. If you put the two next to each other and be like, these guys hit each other, I'm watching that one.
Yeah, I I think it's infinitely more approachable. NASCAR is. It's infinitely more like to the layman. They can just turn on NASCAR and like be enjoyed. Whereas F1, I feel like that's a little bit more difficult to like sink your teeth into if you don't know anything about it. Whereas NASCAR, it's like, oh, okay, they're racing and I like this guy.
Yeah,
that's a cool car. I like your sponsor. Whatever, you know.
That's pretty much what it is. Honestly, just picking whatever car looks cool.
Right. And so I feel like that makes it harder for me to want to care about F1.
Which again, and I'd rather watch like a demo derby than NASCAR.
Yeah.
Because then you're getting right to the action.
Right.
You're going from F1 to NASCAR to demo derbies. You're just continually cutting out the middleman, getting to the part I want to see. I want to see the cars hit each other.
Give me the action. Let them crash.
I don't care who's paying you. I want to see your car get wrecked, dude.
That's the jump from hockey to boxing.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
They're just doing it now.
I love when hockey players get in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't use the stick.
Come on.
Come on
Get
now.
it out of here. Get the gloves.
Yeah, it's like boxing and UFC especially. They're always swearing in like the post match.
Literally, and maybe it's different because those are paper like PLE. You know,
Yeah.
you have to like pay to have whatever subscription service that it's on, or you had to use
WWE's going to be able to swear.
On Netflix, yeah.
I mean, they already are dabbling with it,
Right.
And I think that it's working out in their favor 100%.
But they'll be able to swear without censorship.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's very and like, is F1 putting the censorship on themselves? Essentially,
I think F1 continues to hurt themselves.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I think they are they're gluttons for punishment by themselves.
They have a punishment kink.
I think they know that NASCAR is not taking over the UK, so like, nah, we can do whatever we want to the F1 rules.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't understand F1. If you can tell me why anyone likes F1, let me know. 216-859-8699. Once again, that's 216-859-8699. The Rebel Hotline. Works for this show or any of our other shows. Of course, we're live every Monday right here at 5 p.m. Eastern on WSRR Radio. But we can also be heard throughout the week on the Rebel Replay. That's Tuesday through Friday at 5 p.m. Or you can check out the podcast. We drop live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern on Spotify, Pandora, Google TuneIn, Apple, Anchor, iHeart. Anywhere you get podcasts, you can get the Rebel Podcast 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But WSRRradio.com, of course, your homepage for local independent music and all of our showtime schedules and more, like Shaney's Off Air.
Space Ghost.
Coast to Coast. It's on at 3 p.m. during the week. Not Space Ghost, Off Air.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Off Air is on at 3 p.m. You'll have to check with Cartoon Network
I was
when
doing the
Space Ghost is
Ghost.
on. I wasn't looking at you. I rarely ever am.
Yeah.
Off Air is on at 3 p.m. The Pigeonhole at 4 during the week. And, of course, the Rebel Radio Show at 5:10 p.m. Eastern every weekday. You get True Vault Escapades. That's the Fallout-based radio drama from Preston Hardin. Again, 10 p.m. every weekday. But you can also catch the Morning Drive now. That starts at 10 a.m. through the weekdays. You start with Strictly Stritch at 10 a.m. You get the Grab Bag, which is an assortment of multiple different radio hosts. It varies from day to day, and your best selection of local and independent music hosted by them at 9. And then 10 a.m. is the Cleveland Sports Show from Pittsburgh. That's Behind Enemy Lines by Lucas D'Orazio and Tom Fair. Of course, all of those accessible at WSRRradio.com. You can also chat with them at the Discord server. That's at WSRRadio.com again. You can join the server there. What else am I missing? Thank you to our sponsors, SynergyMusicStudio.com, GenericClothes.com, and Hellbender Vinyl out of Pittsburgh, PA. They make this possible and help bring local music national. They're saving the underground music scene just like WSRR is. And until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right, Shaney.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Adios.
Peace.